Hello my friends and welcome to Field Notes by Kai. This isn't one of my daily entry videos. If you're looking for those, then you'll find them in the daily entries, the Making Music on the OP-1 Field Daily. This is a video all about how we can get sounds off of a console, namely in this my Nintendo Switch 2, onto the OP-1 Field and then use those sounds to make music. So this isn't going to be a compositional deep dive. This is more going to be a sort of a technical how-to. How do we get sounds from here onto here? How can we manipulate those sounds? How can we work with those sounds in a way that really inspires and really helps to sort of stoke the fires of creativity? So you are going to need two incredibly important components for this whole thing to work. One, of course, is a Teenage Engineering OP-1 field, or the original OP-1, and a Nintendo Switch 2, or just a video game console that has got some kind of easy audio out. Now, I say easy because for this, all we're using is the headphone port, which is here on my Nintendo Switch 2. If I can show you that, if I can get, I'm not sure how easily the camera's picking this up, but we're just going to literally take that headphone port out. And the way that we're going to connect this up is with a very simple 3.5mm to 3.5mm cable. Super easy. And that's how we connect this to the OP-1 field. So the other thing that I'm going to do, which you do absolutely not have to do, is connect the OP-1 field to a computer or to a laptop, which I do with this cable. So this is another 3.5mm that goes into the top output, and then this second cable goes into the output underneath, and that will now simply connect into the headphone port, the headphone jack of the Switch 2. And already on the Switch 2, I'll just show you this again. It recognizes audio jack. It acts as if there are headphones now connected to the Switch 2. But what we actually know is that there is just the connection between the Switch 2 and the OP-1. Now, why might you want to do this? Well, in a way, why wouldn't you want to do this? One of the amazingly cool things about the Teenage Engineering OP-1 field, which I'm finding out because in my series, the whole sort of reason for me creating this channel is that I am using this to record brand new music that I'll release on an album. And a big part of recording, let me get rid of that fluff, big part of recording this album is that it's going to be community driven, and it's a massive sort of like scary undertaking for me. But I am limiting myself to recording it only through this. So I'm not using Logic or Pro Tools or Ableton or anything like that. It's all going to go through this, and what comes out of this will be the album. But my point is that this is an unbelievable creative tool so far. I've only been using it for 25 days, and some of the things that I've been able to create because of what it can do has been incredible. So some days I come to this thing with some inspiration and some motivation, but many times I come to it with no motivation and no inspiration. Or really, that's unfair. I should say motivation, but no inspiration. And this thing can give me just as good as I can give it. And one of the features of it is the sampler. So not only can I use the microphone up here to record sounds into it using my voice or something acoustic or out loud, I could record something outdoors, but also you can plug devices directly into it, sample those sounds, and then manipulate those sounds in a way that you can make it something rhythmical, you can make it some kind of drum or pattern, or you can make it an instrument. And I've already showcased this in one of my daily videos, which I will link to in the description and is on screen now. So do check it out, because that showcases how I use getting some random sounds from my Switch 2 to make a composition. But I just want to show you essentially how deep you can go with this. So if I press this top right button here, this symbol comes up saying it's now picking up audio from the jack. And there is that audio, just from menu sounds. Now, how cool is that? Now, if I wanted to, I could just record some of those sounds and use them as a drum. You might say, how can I use that as a drum? Let's do it. Let me show you how we can use it as a drum. I'm going to press the synth engine button here. Then we're going to go back to this sample button. And now this says to sample. So I just need to press any key. And even when I press the key, it won't just automatically start recording. It will wait until it picks up a signal. Now it says standby, so nothing will happen. It won't start recording anything until it picks up a signal, which it's going to do. So it gives you up to 6 seconds of recording time. And then once you've got that, we can start to manipulate what we've recorded. But manipulate in a good way, not in a nefarious way. So, various things we can do here. So first of all, if I hold down the C key, that is the entire sample playing now on a loop. But what I want to do is pick out just one of those clicks. So we can use our 4 knobs on the top, and you can see here we can scroll through the sample basically, and every single one of these knobs will change some kind of parameter of that sample. So let me show you. So let's highlight, say, the 4th click. And what I'm going to do is now use the red knob to scroll all the way back. And we're just looking for this first spike. And that's all we're getting now. We're just getting that single spike. I'm going to bring this much closer to that little waveform. And now it plays as soon as I hold it. And it will still loop round. So now we have a single click. And you'll notice that if I play this in different parts of the keyboard, it's pitched. Let's see what we can do with it. So I'm going to hold down any one of these 1 to 8 keys and it will save that sample. So that's now saved on my OP-1. If I go into snapshots, there it is. So I'm just going to change this to click. And okay. And now that's saved on my OP-1. Now, what can we do with this click? Well, let's play with it. So this is where we can come to things like effects. So we have loads of inbuilt effects, obviously, with the OP-1 field, especially with the recent updates in December, which have added the phaser effect, which is great. The mother reverb, which people who have been with the channel since it started just under a month ago will know that I absolutely love the mother reverb. But with some of these, we're going to be able to create some amazing sounds. So let's try. So the phone effect will give it random. Get random little extra artifacts to the sound. I have given myself something quite hard to work with here with just a single click. Oh, okay. Okay, well, already then, I feel like we've given ourselves some kind of drum then that we can work with, or not drum, but you know, some kind of percussion. So I'm going to go into the metronome. Da 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 da. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to put that in as a loop. And then we're going to find another sample from the Switch 2 to mess with over the top. So if I bring the level of the metronome up, we're going to do a count in. And I'm going to do that as the pattern. Perfect. Just make sure that that loops. Nice, that'll do. Perfect. So we're going to take the loop off, and I am just going to plop that down. So we've got lots of them. What I'd like to do is pick out something that we can make more of a melody and a sound from. So we're going to go into the N64 Classics collection on my Switch 2, and maybe my favourite game of all time, which was The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, which I played when I was a kid, and I still find it as magical as I did back when I was young. So we are going to set this up on track 2, and let's get ready, get the to sample back up, and we're going to take some of the intro. Okay, and that's the sample nailed. So okay, let's save this. Great. Okay, so there's the sample in my snapshots. We're going to rename this to simply Zelda. Right, let's go back into the sample. So first of all, I can hear an effect on there. Okay, it's Mother. We're just going to turn this off for now. We'll come back into the effects and mess with this in a bit. First of all, we need to get this... Whoopsie, my bad. We need to... Okay, I think I'm going to try and get that... which I think is this spike. Okay, and now we need to get it to a point where it fits tempo-wise with our track. Okay, the hard thing with this is that this second piano line was played across the beat, do ga gu 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 ga, like almost like triplets. So we need to find a way to make this work, but we'll get there. Oh, maybe do 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 ga. Okay, let's just take the first 3 notes. Oh, I love this. Is the thing that I love about the OP-1 fields, is that you can just mess with the buttons and create something completely unique out of nowhere. I have no idea if this will fit. I love it. I love it because it's completely unique. No one else would have ever have made that from that sample, which is just amazing. So all we've done is just, we've had where I've chosen the sample to start. It starts, and then what happens is it basically jams the sound between the yellow and the red, or the gold and the red, or I think this is called ochre, but I'm calling it gold. The gold and the orange red knob. It then just jams the sample here. Check it out. And it doesn't move from there. But then obviously I'm then just going between C and D, and it just restarts that. I love it. I love it. This is how easy it is to be creative with this thing. Okay, let's put the effects on. Maybe I'll choose something, maybe the phaser? What I love is that you hear just a little bit of Epona, the horse's footsteps at the start. Okay, let's put this in. Let's put this in. Okay, let's see how this sounds. Now what I'm going to do is find something to basically create some sort of bass sound. So let's choose a different sound, or let's go to game selection. In fact, let's go to the home page. Okay, there we go. Is going from this menu, that sound, and we're going to sample this sound. So here we go. Done. Nice big signal. So, Hades 2, by the way, great game. Perfect. So we're just going to take the first note of this and we're going to use it as a bass. And we might do the same thing that I did with the other sound, which is just trap it. And look how we've just instantly made an instrument out of that sound. Okay, let's save this. In fact, we're going to apply nitro, because with this, what I can do... So let's count in. Go back to here, we'll just snip that end off. Track 4, rather than using the switch 2, we're going to embrace one of the things that just makes creating a beat and coming up with a beat so incredibly easy on the OP-1 field. So we're going to select the drum sampler, we're going to select one of the inbuilt . Okay, the workshop one's pretty cool. So we're going to use the workshop kit under drum, the excitingly named drum. We're going to go back to here. We're going to use the finger sequencer, which basically creates an automatic drum beat. Cool. Well, let's give it a go. So. Okay, let's get rid of this. This is going to be our looped section, basically. So I don't even need to worry about copying and pasting this. Cool. And then, not that we have to do this, but I am going to select one of these tracks as playing some live bass over. So let's use the same track as the drum track. We're going to choose... Yeah, nice. Cool. And here it is. This is how easy it's been. I don't know when we started recording this, maybe about half an hour ago, but this is how easy it is to get just some random inspiration and how to simply record sounds from your Switch 2, your Switch 1, your favorite video game console, any external audio source, and create a cool or just at least unique, interesting idea on your OP-1 field. And so this is what we have. And there it is, my friends. That's how easy it is to make something unique and interesting. And I think that's the coolest thing with this little box, is that you can just plug something into it, create something that no one else would have created before. And is it going to be amazing? Not necessarily, but is it possible? And is it pretty easy to do? Absolutely yes. Guys, I hope this video has helped and I hope you've enjoyed watching along. If you have, then do consider dropping a like and a subscribe, and do check out my daily OP-1 videos, because I'm making compositions every single day using this thing, and we're going to be releasing an album in 2026 with some of your favorites. Until the next video, take care, and I'll see you very soon.